Welcome to the Internet Radio Experience.
Hi, this is Alexis Guinia, also known as Betty the Q. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show.
One man with one simple vision: to create a barbecue site that doesn't suck. He succeeded. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Greg Rempe and the BarbecueCentral.com. Broadcasting live from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show on BBSTalkRadio.com.
What is up? Tremendous Tuesday to you, wherever you may be. I'm smack dab here in the middle of Cleveland, Ohio, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city. And this is the Barbecue Central Show, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so make your time zone adjustments as necessary. I am your host, Greg Rempe. Happy to have you aboard. Let me give you your contact information in case you know what you want to talk about this evening. You've been bumping around the forums. You can't wait to unload something off your chest or something on your mind related to barbecue or grilling. Of course, that number is 216-220-0966, 216-220-0966. You can also break me off an email at bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. That's bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. Of course, rules for the show, simply this. If you're going to call in, I ask that you have a strong question or a strong point. We can open up dialogue if you want to get my thoughts on something. Be more than happy to discuss anything that you want to in the world of live fire cooking, barbecue, or grilling. But don't bring the show down. Bring your take about barbecue, about grilling. No lame calls, or I'll drop the hammer on you, and that's what this sounds like. And that's not a good sound to have when you call in on a show. Shame, embarrassment, pretty much anything. So that's pretty much it. Here's what the show is going to look like today. We're going to be talking about how to light your fires, your particular smokers, cookers, grills, what have you. We'll also get into fuel types. Second segment, we'll have an interview with Merle Whitebook of the Kansas City Barbecue Society. He's a Kansas City Barbecue Society contest official, certified KCBS barbecue judge instructor. He's a certified KCBS judge, and he also competes in the Kansas City Barbecue Society with his own competition team. He's also the chairman of the New Ideas Committee, chairman of the nominating committee, and the chairman of the Infusion 2010. Not even sure what that means, but we'll ask him about it. But first, let's go ahead and jump into a phone call to start things off. This is the Barbecue Central Show. Go ahead.
This is the Barbecue Central Show.
This is it. Who's this?
This is Kermit the Frog.
Did you say Kermit the Frog?
Kermit the Frog.
What can I do, Kermit?
I'm looking for recipes for pork.
Why would you want a recipe for pork?
This piggy's been a bit of a, well, let's just say the change of life is taking place. And, recipes for pork would be really good right now.
Of course, I would always recommend that you smoke butts.
Smoke butt. That's a lot of butt to smoke.
Well, she's only got 4 butts.
Yeah, but have you seen them? They're huge.
I can only imagine, Kermit. That's outrageous.
There's a reason she's not on the air anymore, and pork recipes really what I need.
Kermit, you're bringing a lot to my show, and I appreciate that.
Big fan, long-time listener, first-time caller. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that, Kermit. Don't ever call back again. Damn it. Centralites bringing my show down. That's what happens, man. I told you. Drop that hammer. Anyway, second segment, again, we'll find us having an interview with Merle Whitebook of the Kansas City Barbecue Society. So, something else that will be happening, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to fit this into the show, but I'm certainly looking forward to trying it out. It's either we're going to have a contest. The purveyor of some of the best rub, barbecue and steak rub out there, D-Dog's Barbecue Rub, a proud sponsor of the show, is donating a 3-pack of barbecue rub. So we'll have to figure out exactly how I want to go about doing the show there. But anyway, we'll go back to the phones. This is Barbecue Central. Who is this? Something else will be happening in 9 seconds. Caller, pay attention to the computer and turn down your microphone right now.
Got it. Hi, this is Ron Hill.
Who is this?
Rondo.
Rondo?
Ronbo, B-E-A-U-X.
Ronbo.
Louisiana.
Hey, Ronbo, how's it going?
I'm doing good. You talking about lighting the grills?
That's going to be a conversation, or at least one of the topics I was going to be talking about today. And I know that for those that don't know, Ronbo is a member of the Barbecue Central Forum, which can be found at thebbqcentral.com. And you were making your own lump charcoal, which we'll actually be talking about with fuel types. But do you have a suggestion on how to light your fires?
I always use the map torch with mine. It just seems to be a little easier. You can just hold it in there. Just wear your safety glasses because they'll do a lot of sparking on some types of lump charcoal.
Now, for the listeners that aren't aware, can you go ahead and explain what that torch is you're talking about, like what it is and how it works?
Well, a map torch is similar to a propane torch that the plumbers use to melt the solder onto your copper tubing, except it's methyl. It's clean. It burns a little hotter than propane, and it'll burn upside down. So it doesn't matter. You can just stick it in there and point it down into the coals, shield your eyes, and give it a good 15 seconds, and you've got a good hot spot going.
And that's enough to keep the fire going throughout at that point, or do you need to spread it all around?
Light it in 3 or 4 places. Leave it open for a little bit until it gets going good.
Now, is this your preferred way of lighting a fire? Do you like to do it other ways as well?
I used to use those starter cubes.
Right.
And they worked okay, and then I've used the tissue with a little olive oil on them, and they work good, but they take a little longer. I like the map torch because it's quick.
Now, are you using the Mac torch in a chimney, or are you just stacking your charcoal and then lighting it from the stack point?
Well, when I use a chimney, I usually just wad up paper under it and light the paper, but if I just pour all the coals into the grill, I just poke the map torch down in there and light it that way.
Awesome. Well, that was definitely going to be one of the points that I talked about tonight was that torch. So I'm definitely thinking about picking one up myself. So I certainly appreciate your thoughts on that.
A lot of guys use those weed burners because they put out a lot of heat quick.
Now, is that something different than the torch that we're talking about?
Yeah, it's got a bigger head on it and puts out a huge flame. And you throw one of them bad boys in there and light it up, I mean, you can get a whole lot of wood burning quick.
Now, is there a safety issue with the weed burner versus the torch that you're talking about?
Well, with all of them, you need to make, that the other end of it's hot, so don't get near that end.
Right.
But with the map torch, you can point it where you want it and hold it there. Just make sure you got safety glasses on because that lump charcoal will spark on you.
No doubt about that. You got to be safe when you're dealing with live fire, especially stuff coming out of a propane tank and a torch head.
Right. Make sure your hose is long. Keep it away from the tank itself.
That's right. Rombo, what else you got for me tonight?
Nothing. I love your show, man. I appreciate you doing it.
I appreciate your membership on the forum, and if you ever have anything you want to call in about again, I always welcome you on the show.
Thank you.
All right, Ronbo, take care.
Goodbye.
Ronbo. He's a member of the Barbecue Central Forum. You should see that guy's cooked pictures. He is he's a chef and an artiste. Thanks for the call. So before that call, I was talking about this game show, this giveaway that I was talking about. So basically, D-Dogs has given me authorization to give away a 3-pack of barbecue rub. So that's very generous of Darren, and I appreciate him for doing that. But I just haven't really figured it out. I don't know if I'm going to do a Know the Show. So obviously, you're going to have to be listening in either direction or either way live in order to win this, whether it's going to be an email contest where I ask you a certain question about what has transpired towards the end of the show on what has happened in the beginning or the middle of the show. Or if I'll take a phone call at the end of the show, just see who's listening and who wants to get that rub. So I'll figure that out as the show progresses. Don't you worry about it. I'll take care of that. You take care of the calls and the listening. A few announcements to get out of the way. First and foremost, of course, we had a few incidents where the feed had stopped for some unknown reason. So if my transmission stops for any reason at any point in the show, what you want to do is close down your players and then relaunch. You can also, at that point, drop me a quick email at bbqcentralradio@gmail.com and let me know the feed has stopped. I did mention this last week, and of course nothing happened, so that's great. So maybe if I just keep mentioning it, nothing will happen. If you are someone out there in the barbecue or grilling community, or it doesn't really matter technically what industry, and you want to sponsor this show, I can tell you all about it, give you the pricing, give you what's included with it, the maximum exposure that goes along with sponsoring the show. And we have 4 people on right now, and I want to thank them right now. That would be Cook Shack, and they are the newest members as of last week. We're just hammering out some production of their commercial, and they will be in rotation next week. Also, their banners. Then we have the Big Green Egg, which I will live spot here in just a few minutes. We also have D-Dog's Barbecue Rub, and of course, my good friends over at the Barbecue Guru. And you can go to the bio page here on bbstalkradio.com at the Barbecue Central badge. Well, actually, I don't think I have a badge up there anymore, but on the left-hand side, there's a full list of all of the shows. And you click on Barbecue Central with me, and you can easily navigate to any of those advertisers by clicking on their banners. You can also go to the bbqcentralshow.com, which is a brand new webpage that I'm developing in order to easily navigate to any of the sponsors that are doing the sponsorship of the show. And, of course, this is found on bbstalkradio.com, and I appreciate Sam and the guys for having me on. Also, I don't think I have it up right now, but there's a live chat option on your page. I really should bring that up, and I'll do that over the break. I don't know if I'm really going to be, I'll monitor it, but I don't know if I'm really going to be answering unless it's direct questions to what's pertinent to what I'm saying. And the reason I say that is because of this. IMs are great, or chat rooms are great for communicating, but the inherent problem with internet radio is this. I'm talking right now, and by the time you're hearing this, I'm probably a minute and a half to maybe 2 minutes ahead of what you're hearing. So you might be asking me a question, and I'm completely somewhere else at that point, and I don't want to jerk the show back in reverse to something that we had maybe already let die. But if something is pertinent and it shows up there, I'll definitely refer to it. And again, I got to remember to get that up over break and give it a look. You'll find that on the Listen Live. If you look up at the top of the bbstalkradio.com homepage, click Listen Live, and then underneath the Listen Live button to actually launch a show, there's a thing that says BBS Fast Chat. So you can click on that. And again, I'll do that here when we're done. You know, some people want grills and some people want smokers. And then the smart people buy one smoker and one grill that is just one unit. And that unit's called the Big Green Egg. That's right. The Big Green Egg is functional. It's ceramic. It's fast lighting. It's ready to cook in 10 minutes. It does not need lighter fluid, which maybe we'll talk about in the third segment now. These ceramic walls retain heat with accurate temperature control. It's fuel efficient, so there's no need to add more charcoal while you're cooking. Constant tending not required because the enclosed cooking, therefore no grease flare-ups. You can cook between 0 and 1800 degrees, so that means you can cook in all weather. It stays cool to the touch, so you're safe around children. It's handsome and decorative. Produces juicy, moist, succulent barbecue and grilled foods. That's all you need. You can find out more information about them at thebiggreenegg.com. That's thebiggreenegg.com. When we come back, we'll have a interview with Merle Whitebook of the KCBS. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Broadcasting live from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show on bbstalkradio.com.
D-Dog's award-winning barbecue rubs put the perfect balance of spicy and sweet on your ribs, chicken, all beef and pork, and more. Whether it's slow-cooked barbecue or grilled steaks and burgers or soups, vegetables, or anything else from your kitchen, D-Dog's award-winning rubs make good food great. 4 flavors: original, maple, apple, and peach, each made from the freshest all-natural ingredients. Order yours today at www.ddogsbbq.com. That's DDOGSBBQ.com. D-Dog's Barbecue Rubs. It's better than ketchup.
The Big Green Egg is the most unique barbecue product on the market, with unmatched flexibility and capabilities that surpass all other conventional cookers combined. It's a smoker, a grill, and an oven. You can cook literally any food on it year-round, from appetizers to entrees to desserts. Here are some of the benefits of the Big Green Egg. It lights fast, it's ready to cook within 10 minutes, and no need of lighter fluid. These ceramic walls retain heat with accurate temperature control, so there are no hot spots. And because the top is down while you're cooking, there's no grease flare-ups. Its handsome, decorative, and unique design produces the juiciest and most succulent food you'll ever taste. And don't forget about the first-class customer service and a lifetime warranty. You can find out more information about the Big Green Egg Cooker at www.biggreenegg.com. That's www.biggreenegg.com. Big Green Egg, the most unique barbecue product on the market.
The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Hello, everybody. This is Gary Bay, Nerd Chuck, host of Wine Library TV, a.k.a. WLTV, and this is BBQ Central.
Now, back to the Barbecue Central Show on BBS Talk Radio.
All right, welcome back. I could listen to that bet all day. And I'm back on the clock, too, so that's good. Timing is straight. Time those commercials just right. My wife just informed me that I'm never allowed to use the word succulent again out loud. So, note taken. Note made. As promised, joining me right now, he is a member of the KCBS board that is called the Kansas City Barbecue Society, and I say that for people, I know there's a majority of my listening audience that actually knows what that is, but then there is the other portion of my audience who was in the beginning stages of grilling, in the beginning stages of smoking, and they probably have no idea that the KCBS exists, so that's why we have Merle Whitebook on right now. Merle, Thanks for joining me, and welcome to the Barbecue Central Show.
Good evening, Greg, and good evening to all of your viewers and those who are cooking in the backyard and just starting to smoke. We want them to know that they're welcome. We hope that they'll look up Kansas City Barbecue Society at kcbs.us, our website. We have cooking classes. We have certified judges classes, and there are events all over the country. Look up an event close to you and come and see what the fun's all about, and pretty soon you'll be a member and joining us.
Well, I guess this interview's over.
No, I was supposed to wait?
Merle, before we actually get into more of the inner workings of the KCBS, can you tell us, briefly a little bit about yourself and how you kind of became interested in the world of barbecue?
Well, at a young age, my mother and my aunt had a wedding and party business, and somehow about age 14 or 15, I was put in charge of cooking on the grills, and those were hasty bakes back then, and it was mostly grilling, not a lot of smoking, and so I was always involved in catering, and I had the fortune of being invited to be a guest judge, a celebrity judge in the town of Bixby, Oklahoma. I knew nothing about it, and they sent me about a 6-page guide to judging a KCBS contest and asking me to read it and send back an affidavit that I had read it and studied it and would abide by it. Now, I don't mean to scare anyone off because that's not the normal, but this was a unique contest. I read it and I went. My wife went to the cook-off with me, and we had the most incredible experiences and the most incredible competition food I had ever tasted. And I came out of the judging tent and looked at my wife, and I said, we have to do this. 2 weeks later, we traveled to the closest certified barbecue judging school that we could find. We became certified judges and began planning our trips and vacations to where contests were. And now I'm on the board of Kansas City Barbecue Society. I have the privilege of training certified barbecue judges all over the country, and my wife and I travel and all over the western half of the United States as contest representatives, helping organizers put on incredible events. And if we're not there, one of our many contest representatives who are trained to run our contest and sanction them will be all over the United States running about 250 or more contests this summer.
Well, that shot one of my questions in the butt, but that's good. Now, I mean, people really have no idea that, and I mean, more of the novice end, people have no idea that there's actually these type of societies, these type of associations out there, and that there's a subculture of us cue heads and grillers out there that actually go to events and become really infected and addicted to this whole lifestyle, this whole subculture.
Well, it's not only about food, it's about the families that are there and the friendships and lifelong. Once you start going to a few contests, it's very addictive, and the friendships and the knowledge and the sharing. When I run Cooks meetings, which is held at every contest, usually on Friday night if the competition's on Saturday, one of the things we do is we talk to the new cooks about mentoring, and that the experienced judges want to share their ideas and their techniques. Now, they're not going to tell you everything, but they are there, and it's part of our creed that we want to encourage cooking. We want to become America's barbecue experts, and therefore it is within what we do that we want to help bring up the backyard cook, the competition person who came out for the very first time and just wants to learn how to become a better cook. We're there for them, and we do share our experiences, and it becomes very contagious, and very soon you'll be over-involved in this sport. I also, if I may take just a second, although Kansas City Barbecue Society is, in fact, the largest sanctioning body in the United States, some of the people will attend barbecue that's put on by Memphis in May or Memphis Barbecue Network, and they will have about 40 contests across the United States. And out of Texas, IBCA, International Barbecue Cooks Association, will have about 70 contests in the United States. And each of these, while our rules are different and how we cook and prepare and turn into the judges is slightly different, all of these promote great competition barbecue and barbecue cuisine. And if you have an opportunity, please attend one of those sanctioned cook-offs.
And I'll throw in, because I'm a big Florida Barbecue Association mark, I'll throw in the FBA as well. They're another sanctioning body that's growing that, does their own thing. They're completely separate from all the aforementioned that you said. But again, competition, barbecue, and again, another sanctioning body that's growing from Florida into the surrounding states.
You're very correct on that, and we welcome anything that helps promote barbecue as a sport is good for all of us.
So we've mentioned KCBS here, a handful of times already. Can you give us a little background about Kansas City Barbecue Society, how long it's been around, and why it was started?
We just celebrated our 20th year anniversary, and Kansas City Barbecue Society was started in the basement of Gary and Carolyn Wells in Kansas City, Missouri, and they just had a group of friends who enjoyed it. And they got together. There were a few backyard competitions going on, and a group of people, all centered around Kansas City, met in the Wells basement. And at that time, the cook-offs were about winning a ribbon or winning a small trophy. There weren't cash prizes, and they enjoyed the backyard setting, and they said, we should start an organization that promotes barbecue. Well, one thing led to another, and they formed a board and a nonprofit organization. And 20 years later, it has over 8,000 members, and as I said, in excess of 250 contests, approaching 300, with a board that's elected from across the United States. And it has become the premier barbecue sanctioning authority in the United States as a result of the great work and the dedication of the Wells family, who, when it left their basement, it went to their business. Gary was in the insurance business, and Gary's office shrunk as KCBS grew until they took over pretty much his entire business, and that is now the headquarters of Kansas City Barbecue Society. Unfortunately, a year and a half ago, Gary passed away, and his memory and his spirit of friendship and competition remains in all of our hearts today and is a driving force.
Now, how does somebody actually become a member of the Kansas City Barbecue Society? What are the costs, and what are the things involved in doing that?
Well, our membership is very reasonable and very easy. At any competition, you can find the contest officials, and they should have, or contest reps, and they should have a membership form. In addition, you can go to our website, kcbs.us, and the membership forms are there. You can join online. The fee is very minimal. It's $35 for an individual or $50 for a married couple. And in addition to being a member, you will receive a monthly publication, which we call the Bull Sheet, and that is BULLSHEET,
right,
just so that everyone understands. And it's our monthly publication that has articles about competition, about classes. It has upcoming events. It has our upcoming calendar that you'll receive, and then come on out, take our certified barbecue judging classes, come to cooking classes, and most importantly, load up your grill, load up whatever you are cooking on, and come on out to a competition. You'll be green, you'll have no idea what you're doing, but you will have an absolute great time.
All right, so kind of following that last line of thinking, how does a competition actually run? Give us kind of a typical weekend schedule.
At most of the competitions, and there are some that are 2-day competitions, but at a typical Kansas City Barbecue Society competition, the cooks will begin arriving on Friday sometime, generally in the afternoon, and setting up each of their sites. Every cook team is designated a specific site based upon the room that's available at the contest as well as their needs. They will prepare their pit, and then they will ask for a meat inspection. All of the meat at Kansas City Barbecue Society contest has to be inspected before the cook can begin to prepare it. It cannot be pre-cooked, it cannot be pre-marinated or pre-treated. It may be trimmed prior to coming. Once you've had your meat inspection, the cooks will begin to prepare their meats and put their rubs on. Some cooks may inject or marinate their meats. Some cooks may put their meats in some type of brine. Friday night is generally a good time where people are sharing stories, and there's some long, tall tales. There's also some serious mentoring that goes on. And late in the night, sometime beginning from 11 at night to 4 in the morning, you will see various cooks getting up, lighting their pits, and beginning their cooks. Some cooks cook extremely low and slow, where a brisket may take 12 or 15 hours or more. Some cooks cook at a hotter pace, where a brisket could take 6 to 8 hours. Again, depending on the type of equipment you're using as well as the temperatures. On Saturday morning, at almost all of our contests, we have the standard KCBS time. Kansas City Barbecue Society has 4 mandatory categories, which is chicken, pork ribs, pork butt, which is the Boston picnic or the Boston butt or the picnic roast, as well as brisket. To receive Grand Champion, you must cook all 4 of those. At a lot of our contests, we have fun categories, ancillary categories, which might be sausage and vegetables and desserts and anything but barbecue. And at 12 o'clock, we start turning in with chicken. At 12:30, we do pork ribs. At 1 o'clock, we do pork, and at 1:30, we do brisket. And generally, sometime in the afternoon, between 3:30 and 5:30, depending on the event, at a stage, we will be awarding all of the awards for each category in places, and then awarding our reserve Grand Champion and our Grand Champion. And it is a great time, and if you've never experienced it, we encourage you to come out and partake of the fun.
So in order to judge somebody Grand Champion, you obviously have a group of judges that are tasting the food and scoring accordingly. How do you kind of recruit or train your judges, and then how does the scoring system actually work to determine a winner?
It is not mandatory, but at most of the competitions, the organizers will use certified barbecue judges, certified by KCBS. Those are judges who have taken a one-day, it's about a 4 to 6 hour training course in how to judge at a Kansas City Barbecue Society competition. Those judges will email the organizer, request permission to come and judge their contest. At a contest, if we have 50 teams, we'll be using 50 to 60 judges to judge our event. So we use a lot of judges. Each judge during a 2 to 3 hour session of tasting entries, if they ate everything that was presented to their eyes, their nose, and their palate, would consume more than 2 pounds of food. We encourage the judges to taste the food, not to finish everything that is presented to them. Normal judge in chicken will taste 6 chicken entries, 6 rib entries, 6 pork entries, 6 brisket entries. The judges score on a scoring system of 9 to 2, with 9 being excellent and 2 being inedible. We do give the judges a system or a definition for each number, with 9 being excellent and 2 being inedible. 3 is bad, 4 is poor, 5 is below average, 6 is average, 7 is above average, 8 is
in between.
8's very good. I remember, and 9 is excellent.
Now, is there like a, from what I can remember from other people talking about competitions, all the food starts at a certain determined scoring level and then is either upgraded or downgraded at that point?
Actually, we've made a change this year, and we have introduced the definitions next to each number, and we no longer use a starting point. We felt that by giving a definition to each number, that the judges can use their common senses, their eyes, their nose, and their palate to apply a number to each specimen which is presented to them, a meat product from the cook, in order to judge it. So we no longer actually use the starting point. We simply say, judge each piece on its own merit. We ask the judges, please do not compare the meats. It is absolutely permissible to give every entry at your table 9s. If you hit a table and you had the best product you've ever tasted, give them all 9s. If you have a table and nothing is good, give them 3s or 4s or whatever they may deserve. So each entry rests on its own merit, and we allow the judges to use their senses in determining the value to be given to that entry.
I'm going to kind of switch gears here for a second. And you sit on the board, and I had just ran across a post on my barbecue forum, and I'm sure you've heard of this, whether it be firsthand or you've seen it on some barbecue forums about this nepotism issue. And there's somebody that's putting together a petition to kind of state the directive or state the common thought amongst whoever KCBS members would like to sign it. What is this petition about, and what is this whole potential hubbub about?
They didn't tell me that you're like one of these hosts that has the loaded question that you pull out of the bag.
Oh, I just ran across it today, and I had a couple people email me and say that they would like me to ask you about it. So if it's nothing you want to answer, then certainly you can sidestep all you want.
No, I won't sidestep it. I'll take it head on. I was privileged 2 years ago to make a decision because I thought that KCBS needed some guidance and some people with skill sets. And I am an attorney, and therefore I thought that I could bring something to the table. And I decided I would run for the board, and I was very flattered when I was elected to the board. And our elections are based on a national election where all 8,000 of our members are eligible to vote. During this time that I have been on the board, my wife was finishing her degree at Murray State University in leadership and nonprofit administration. And she just received her master's degree in that. She was talking to me and said, she works for Boy Scouts of America, and she said, I would really like to have some board experience where I can apply my skills. And Jim Minion, who was on the board, and I were talking with her and said, well, if you would like to do that, KCBS could use some leadership. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you run for the board? And she thought that was a good idea and was excited by it. And so she was nominated by Mr. Minion to run for the board. She was very flattered because she received the highest vote count in KCBS history.
I was going to mention that.
Capturing 43% of the total vote of our election, which was held last December. Right after that, a board member brought forth a nepotism policy which would prohibit husbands and wives, brothers and sisters, cousins, aunts and uncles from being on the board at the same time. Obviously, as you might imagine, I have opposed this, and the reason that I oppose it isn't personal, but it's based on what our Constitution provides. In America, our forefathers brought forth a Constitution that provided that you had to meet certain requirements. To be president, there's an age requirement, and you have to be a citizen of the United States. To be in Congress, you have to be in a residential area or a geographical area and reside there to represent a state or a district. But there is no prohibition about fathers and sons, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles. And as a matter of fact, in the United States, most of our history is full of experiences where our greatest leaders have been relatives. After the election, the following month, a board member brought forth a motion which would prohibit this type of relation where a husband and wife could be on the board. Now, I want you to remember, in Kansas City Barbecue Society was founded by a husband and wife.
Right.
The history of Kansas City Barbecue Society is full of times that husbands and wives have served this organization greatly and helped it become what it is today. There was an unofficial poll on one of the forums where 69% said, we do not need this. Please make it go away. There were 3 choices against it, and one saying we don't want it, or 3 for having a policy, and 1 against it. 69% of the people on that forum spoke out. I think when the voters of 43% who obviously knew that Carol was my wife, our name is very unique. There's only 36 white books in the entire United States. In phone books, kind of figured that probably we were husband and wife. And 43% voted. She had the highest vote count. I believe our members have already spoke to the issue. There is a group on the board that continues to push this, and we actually have a board meeting tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And it's on the agenda once again to be determined. So, yeah, that was kind of a loaded hot potato, but I don't mind telling you my view and why. And personally, I think in America, being on the ballot is where you choose if it's a problem or not. Mm-hmm. In South America, we have plenty of times there's free elections, but the dictator chooses who will be on the ballot.
Right.
That's not how we do it in America.
Now, from what I was understanding from the post that was on my forum, this was actually in support of not adopting any anti-nepotism laws, that people were happy with who they had on there. They understood what was going on, and there weren't any negative feelings toward this, and they wanted to make sure that the KCBS understood their position.
I have received over 250 emails which were addressed to the entire board, which have opposed this policy. I received 2 emails in favor of it.
That's kind of disparaging. I think you're good.
Well, I hope so, but until we meet in that boardroom tomorrow night, there are a group, and I'm hoping that my fellow board members are listening to the membership.
Well, I think there's bigger issues to fry, or I guess barbecue, in the KCBS. Smoke, exactly. One being that we should just get rid of chicken thighs and go to a mixed bag instead of worrying about nepotism issues on the board. But that's neither here nor there. And that's a segue into saying that aside from all of the KCBS board work that you do, you're also a competitor. Tell us a little bit about your competition experience, and, of course, I need to know what kind of cooker you use.
Well, when we joined KCBS, we did catering. We didn't do any competition cooking. After seeing as much fun as the cooks were having, I started cooking with a few various teams, and I asked my wife to join me. She told me she wouldn't join me unless it was our team. And the next thing I knew, we created a team, and if you get to know me, you'll understand the name. Our barbecue team is Team Potentially Hazardous Barbecue. I think it just goes with my personality. And we use 2 cookers. I cook on a Cook Shack FEC 100, a fast eddy pellet cooker, and I use a Hasty Bake. As I told you, I was raised on a Hasty Bake, and
right.
I just can't get away from that entirely. But I love the fast eddy cooker. It's dependable. It works well for me, and I put out a product. But, I also teach a judging class, and one of the things I tell the judges, I see people with $10,000 smokers, and I see people cooking on a 55-gallon barrel. And the most important thing about competition cooking is the art of cooking. And people can put out a great product on whatever they do. I feel very lucky to use the equipment I use. I think it's the best in the world, but all of the competition cooks out there put out great products.
No doubt about it. Merle Whitebook is on the board of the Kansas City Barbecue Society. He's a barbecue judge instructor. He's a certified KCBS judge. He competes, and he's also a chairman of a number of other committees. We're just out of time tonight, Merle. I apologize, but we can have you back on again. We'll cover maybe some more issues about this Infusion 2010, the nominating committee, and all that other good stuff. But I appreciate you taking the time out. But more importantly, I appreciate you really taking that question that I had for you head on and not sidestepping that. I appreciate it, and I know all the listenership appreciates your candor and your insight on that.
Well, I would just ask, if you are a KCBS member and if you have a view, let the board know what your view is, whether you support it or whether you're against it. My interest is that the board hears from our members.
Merle, I appreciate it, and we'll do it again soon.
Thank you, Greg. Have a great night.
Take care.
Bye.
Merle Whitebook from the KCBS. I didn't know that was really going to be that loaded of a question, so I apologize. But he took it straight on, and we are way over. So I'm going to jump into these commercials, and then we'll be back to talk about fuel for about 6 minutes, and then it's over. Of course, I still got to do the giveaway, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget, head over to D-Dog's Barbecue Rub at DDOGSBBQ.com to get your hands on some spices and some great sauce that only Darren and the guys over at D-Dogs can provide you. That's DDOGSBBQ.com. D-Dog's Barbecue Rub is better than ketchup. Stick with me, be right back.
Barbecue has never been easier with the Barbecue Guru. The Barbecue Guru is a temperature control and monitor for all pits, charcoal, wood, electric, your pit. It easily attaches to any smoker or pit and gives you simple, trouble-free control of your temperatures, so you can make championship quality barbecue every time and all the time. And it's location-free. Take it anywhere. This amazing breakthrough in barbecue technology is a microprocessor-controlled draft system that uses temperature monitors and a small fan to keep your temperatures constant. The stainless steel Guru Pit Minder gives you a choice of controls from 90 to 370 degrees. So cold smoking, pepper drying, making cheese or jerky, or fabulous briskets and ribs is nothing short of effortless. The Procom 4 lets you monitor your pit from up to 600 feet away, and there's more. Check out the full line of products and accessories for the future of barbecue with new items on the way. Visit thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
The Big Green Egg is the most unique barbecue product on the market, with unmatched flexibility and capabilities that surpass all other conventional cookers combined. It's a smoker, a grill, and an oven. You can cook literally any food on it year-round, from appetizers to entrees to desserts. Here are some of the benefits of the Big Green Egg. It lights fast, it's ready to cook within 10 minutes, and no need of lighter fluid. These ceramic walls retain heat with accurate temperature control, so there are no hot spots. And because the top is down while you're cooking, there's no grease flare-ups. Its handsome, decorative, and unique design produces the juiciest and most succulent food you'll ever taste. And don't forget about the first-class customer service and a lifetime warranty. You can find out more information about the Big Green Egg Cooker at www.biggreenegg.com. That's www.biggreenegg.com. Big Green Egg, the most unique barbecue product on the market.
D-Dog's award-winning barbecue rubs put the perfect balance of spicy and sweet on your ribs, chicken, all beef and pork, and more. Whether it's slow-cooked barbecue or grilled steaks and burgers or soups, vegetables, or anything else from your kitchen, D-Dog's award-winning rubs make good food great. 4 flavors: original, maple, apple, and peach. Each made from the freshest, all-natural ingredients. Order yours today at www.ddogsbbq.com. That's DDOGSBBQ.com. D-Dog's Barbecue Rubs. It's better than ketchup.
Hi, this is Larry Wolf of Wolf Rub Barbecue Seasonings, and you're listening to Barbecue Central.
Get on the phone and in the smoke. 216-220-0966. BBS Talk Radio.
All right, welcome back. Merle Whitebook was my guest. If you missed that, you might want to go ahead and circle back, catch that one in the archives. I asked him kind of a tough question that was actually really related to him. And honest to God, I didn't really know that. I'm certainly not apologizing for asking the question because a lot of people wanted to know about it on my barbecue forum. A lot of people were interested in having me ask that question today when I found out about it, so I was going to ask it. And true to form, he took it like a man. He answered it straightforward. And I think he's got a good cause, and people should get off that guy's back. So if you're a member of the KCBS and you have the ability to vote, put that nepotism law back in the dirt where it belongs. Or do this. Yeah, I love that. All right, so we're about 10 till right now. I couldn't possibly get into what I want to get into, and that looks like it'll be next week's show, which will basically be my lighter fluid rant, and then we'll actually get into fuel. So let's do the Know the Show. We will do call-ins, so get your phone fingers ready. Last segment, I was interviewing Merle Whitebook, and he mentioned the amount of members registered that the Kansas City Barbecue Society has. Do you want a 3-pack of D-Dog's barbecue rub? Call 216-220-0966 and tell me how many members the Kansas City Barbecue Society has as of right now. He mentioned it, I think, 4 times, and I wrote it down the last 2 times he mentioned it. So it was mentioned. If you want your shot at a free 3-pack of D-Dog's barbecue rub, you can call in at 216-220-0966. No emails. If you want to give me your thoughts about how you thought that interview shook out, you can do so via email at bbqcentralradio@gmail.com, or you can also go into the fast chat on bbstalkradio.com and weigh in on what you thought about that interview with Merle Holbrook. Again, if you miss any portion or any segment of the show and you want to catch it at a later date, you can go to the Barbecue Central bio page at BBS Talk Radio. And all the shows are archived, so you can go back, circle back, if you will, and grab any segment of the show that you want via download, listen into your car. It's good stuff. And I appreciate that. So, how many members does the KCBS have for your shot at a 3-pack of D-Dog's barbecue rub? And we'll go to the phones. Very fun, very interesting. Let me see if I can do this correctly. This is Barbecue Central Radio. Who's this?
This is Craig. This is Steve LeGlue, Greg.
This is Craig?
Yes.
Craig, okay, hold on. Let me cue the music in the game show. Ready?
Okay.
And now it's time for the game show sweeping the nation. Know Your Cue with your host, me, Greg Rempe. And now, here's me, Greg Rempe. Now I've brought in the dramatic music. Craig, are you ready to answer the question, how many members does the KCBS have for a free 3-pack of D-Dog's barbecue rub?
Yeah, I believe he said there were 8,000 members.
8,000 members. Judges? All right. Very nice. Very nice, Craig. I'm glad to know there's somebody out there listening. One person is listening. Craig, are you a member of the Barbecue Central Forum as well?
Oh, yeah, I'm a member. And I've been a member, I guess, since about 2006. That was the first barbecue forum I've ever joined, and I've learned a lot from the group, and I love the Barbecue Central Forum.
Awesome. Well, now it has finally paid off with a 3-pack of D-Dog's barbecue rub. What more could you ask for?
Really couldn't ask for anything more tonight.
Now, are you a member of the Kansas City Barbecue Society?
No, I'm not.
Okay. I was going to say, if you were, how would you vote? If you were a member of the KCBS, how would you vote about that nepotism issue?
Oh, I think the guy and the wife ought to stay on the board.
I think he's getting a raw deal. Inevitably, it seems like a lot of these associations have, what a lot of people would refer to as good old boys that try and work their way in or get an angle. I've seen it happen in other associations, and this doesn't seem to be a case where it would be any different. If they're doing their job, they should be left alone, and it seems that they're doing. His wife was voted, as he said, had the most votes in Kansas City Barbecue Society history. So, what's the problem there? You voted her in.
Yeah, I understand. She got 43% of the vote, I believe he said.
Yeah, exactly. Now, how do you light your fires?
How do I light my fires? I used a side burner on my gas grill, and I put about a half a chimney of lump charcoal, and then I dump that on a bunch of unlit charcoal. If I'm using an offset firebox, I have a Barbie Chef offset smoker. I also have the Weber Smoky Mountain.
Wonderful.
But that's how I like to light it, because it goes quick.
Now, that's something that I need to add for next week's show, because I didn't actually get to any of the show content, is the side burner on your grill, because that's what I used to use my side burner for, too, before I tossed that grill and got the Weber. So, excellent, excellent. This is what I need you to do, Craig. I need you to email me at bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. I need you to email me your address so I can forward that on to Darren, and then he will get you out your 3-pack of D-Dog's barbecue rub. Have you had D-Dog's yet?
Yeah, I think when he first started, he sent me a sample of it, and which I thought it was good.
Good. Well, now you get a 3-pack, and of course, as always, D-Dog's barbecue rub is better than ketchup.
You're right.
Craig, I appreciate
you. What's the email again? Barbecue Central Radio
at
gmail.com?
bbqcentralradio@gmail.com.
Okay.
Shoot me an email, and we'll get you hooked up.
All right, Greg. I sure do appreciate it, and I like your show.
All right, Craig. I appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you.
How about that? First winner. That was awesome. So, Darren, get your 3-pack ready to go, because it's going out to Craig, and he's a member of the forum, so that is very cool. The member of the forum gets to win Shame on you people for sleeping on the phone. Next week, obviously, we will be talking about my lighter fluid rant, how to light your fire, different fuel types, and we have a guest who I'll mention here in a second. I want to thank Merle Whitebook of the KCBS for joining me last segment. That was a great interview. Next week, I'll have an interview with barbecue legend and creator of the FEC line of smokers from Cook Shack, Ed Fast Eddie Morin. So I look forward to that. He's a great guy. He's got a lot of barbecue knowledge, and he's a character. A lot of great stories there. I want to thank the Barbecue Central crew, sound engineer Sam Hassan, sitting smack dab in South Central Los Angeles and L.A. Thank the phone screener, me. Thank the show producer, that's me. And I am your show host, Greg Rempe. Don't forget to stay tuned for Broad Topics coming after me at 10 o'clock Eastern. That would be 7 p.m. Pacific. That's with your hosts Laura, Joan, Marnie, and Kelly. And they always bring a bottle of wine and a big can of good time as they sit down in L.A. and talk about whatever women talk about when they get together and drink wine. Don't forget to check out all of the BBS Talk Radio for our full lineup of shows. We're adding lots of new programming, so there's definitely something there for everybody. And don't forget, we'll see you back here next week at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, this is your host for the Barbecue Central Show, Greg Rempe, saying peace, love, and barbecue.
Barbecue has never been easier with the Barbecue Guru. The Barbecue Guru is a temperature control and monitor for all pits, charcoal, wood, electric, your pit. It easily attaches to any smoker or pit and gives you simple, trouble-free control of your temperatures so you can make championship quality barbecue every time and all the time. And it's location-free. Take it anywhere. This amazing breakthrough in barbecue technology is a microprocessor-controlled draft system that uses temperature monitors and a small fan to keep your temperatures constant. The stainless steel Guru Pit Minder gives you a choice of controls from 90 to 370 degrees. So cold smoking, pepper drying, making cheese or jerky, or fabulous briskets and ribs is nothing short of effortless. The Procom 4 lets you monitor your pit from up to 600 feet away, and there's more. Check out the full line of products and accessories for the future of barbecue with new items on the way. Visit thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
The Big Green Egg is the most unique barbecue product on the market, with unmatched flexibility and capabilities that surpass all other conventional cookers combined. It's a smoker, a grill, and an oven. You can cook literally any food on it year-round, from appetizers to entrees to desserts. Here are some of the benefits of the Big Green Egg. It lights fast, it's ready to cook within 10 minutes, and no need of lighter fluid. These ceramic walls retain heat with accurate temperature control, so there are no hot spots. And because the top is down while you're cooking, there's no grease flare-ups. Its handsome, decorative, and unique design produces the juiciest and most succulent food you'll ever taste. And don't forget about the first-class customer service and a lifetime warranty. You can find out more information about the Big Green Egg Cooker at www.biggreenegg.com. That's www.biggreenegg.com. Big Green Egg, the most unique barbecue product on the market.
D-Dog's award-winning barbecue rubs put the perfect balance of spicy and sweet on your ribs, chicken, all beef and pork, and more. Whether it's slow-cooked barbecue or grilled steaks and burgers or soups, vegetables, or anything else from your kitchen, D-Dog's award-winning rubs make good food great. 4 flavors: original, maple, apple, and peach, each made from the freshest all-natural ingredients. Order yours today at www.ddogsbbq.com. That's DDOGSBBQ.com. D-Dog's Barbecue Rubs. It's better than ketchup.